Hi, I'm Jessie Smith. I'm an attorney in Harrisburg, and I've been an attorney for almost 40 years. It's been a great privilege for me to get to be an attorney. I think back to my mother and her aunts and the fact that all of them were really good at something that they didn't really get to do. My mother had the head for finances and math, and had she lived today, she would be a hedge fund manager or at least a financial advisor. My aunt was a realtor who read medical books at night and would undoubtedly have been a doctor had she lived today. And my other aunt was an assistant in the Allegheny County Recorder of Deeds office, but today she would have been the office holder. She was a wonderful politician, but never really got to use those skills to the extent that she could have today. I feel like I've been very fortunate in my career. I worked for legal services and for some other legal offices as a paralegal, so I had an idea of what being a lawyer would be like, and I had some wonderful experiences in doing that. I then went to law school, where I had wonderful professors, but most of them were men. That would not be true today. I then went into a large firm, and all the women in the firm could go to lunch together in a Chevette, which, as you may or may not know, is quite a small vehicle. I loved being in private practice because I learned about Harrisburg, which was not my hometown, and I worked with businesses and learned a lot about different types of businesses. I also had mentors there who were helpful in teaching me to write, to think like a lawyer, to be practical. I then went into the Attorney General's office to get more trial experience, and I did. I had a job for almost 20 years where I was an insurance defense lawyer for the Commonwealth. So I went around the state to different county courthouses and represented the Department of Transportation and other state agencies. So I met lots of judges, other lawyers. I then went into a position where I worked with the Department of Agriculture to try to better conditions in the state's commercial dog kennels, the breeding kennels, and we were able to pass a new law, pass regulations, close many kennels in the state of Pennsylvania that weren't taking care of their dogs in the way that the citizens of Pennsylvania and Governor Rendell, and of course me, wanted to have happen. So that was a very fulfilling job. I then went back to the Attorney General's office and I worked in the healthcare section. So that opened a whole new world to me of pharmaceutical prescription drugs and medical devices. I've enjoyed meeting the lawyers and judges that I have along the way. I've particularly enjoyed watching women lawyers go from a very small segment of the profession to a much larger segment and becoming legislators, judges, managing partners. That has been very fulfilling, and I often say 1,000 years from now, the women that I practiced with will be those first, and it's been an extremely exciting time to be a lawyer and to be a woman lawyer. I feel very grateful that I've been able to have this profession, and I certainly have enjoyed being a lawyer and still enjoy it because although I retired from the Commonwealth, not a week goes by that I'm not doing referrals, talking to people where they need some sort of an issue spot for a legal problem. And I think once a lawyer, always a lawyer in many ways. It gives you a curiosity, an ability to ask people questions, a way to think that's a great gift for the rest of your life. Thanks.